Speaker, and the most indigenous. Regrettably, the rising water levels in Lake Turkana beyond its banks has eroded critical infrastructure over the years, such as the Serima Loyangalani Road, rendering it impassable. This situation has worsened the supply of goods and services in the area. Honorable Speaker, it's against this background that I seek to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. A detailed report on the urgent measures being taken to ensure the Serima Loyangalani Road is rehabilitated, urgent measures being put in place to ensure all affected residents receive food and basic amenities, and Mr. Speaker, steps being taken to ensure that the water from Lake Turkana is reusable for agriculture in the surrounding semi-arid areas. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Chairman, Transport and Infrastructure, GK.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I request for 3 weeks to respond to that statement.
You can do it in 2 weeks?
Yes, but if you give me 3,
the honorable member,
I have more, many
the
more
honorable
statements.
questioner came to the Speaker's chamber very agitated about this issue.
Okay.
Yes. You better consult with him
Yes.
and bring a response in 2 weeks.
I'll do so,
Yes.
Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Honorable members, before I call the next, allow me to acknowledge the following institutions in the Speaker's Gallery. Kapsabet Girls High School Mgwen in Nandi. Kemeloi Boys High School from Aldai, Nandi. On behalf of the House and myself, we welcome the students, their teachers, and whoever else is accompanying them to the House of Parliament. Thank you. David Kiplagat, DK.
Thank you, Speaker. Request for a statement regarding the expansion of Leseru Kitale Kortum Highway. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2C, I wish to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure regarding the expansion of the Leseru Kitale Kortum Highway. Honorable Speaker, the Leseru Kitale Kortum Highway, a critical link of the Kenya-South Sudan Road Corridor, has been in dire need of rehabilitation and expansion, including providing for climbing lanes. The narrow highway has caused significant challenges to road users and pedestrians. The road is in serious state of dilapidated and requires rehabilitation. These challenges have severely affected residents by disrupting and hindering the flow of goods and services within the area. Additionally, the narrowness of the road has led to accidents resulting in the loss of life. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Transport and Infrastructure on the following. Measures being taken to address the safety concerns of the residents regarding the dilapidated and narrow state of the Leseru Kitale Kortum Highway. 2, the relief measures the government is putting in place to compensate the families of the residents who have lost their livelihood through accidents as a result of the narrow state of the road. And lastly, the long-term plans being implemented to rehabilitate and expand the said critical road, including the current plans, if any, to secure external funding for development of the road. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
DK, Chair, Infrastructure, Transport.
2 weeks, Honorable Speaker.
2 weeks it is. Thank you. Honorable members, in respect to response to statements I have been informed by the Chair, Committee on Administration and Internal Security, that questions by Adan Kainan Eldas, Danson Mwashako Undanyi, Farah Sala Fafi, and Ariko Namoit were discussed between the committee, the ministry, and the questioners, and that the honorable members were satisfied with the outcome. So we'll rest those there. And I invite the Chair Health to respond to a question by Irene Mayaka, nominated MP, on lack of facilities specializing in treatment of endometriosis. Yes, Tongoyo? I thought that's what you told me.
Being, of course, these are documents of the House, I table with the clerks.
Those who raised questions can look at them. Yes, Oundo?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. During the same session, Honorable Speaker, I represented Honorable David Ochieng in respect of a question about abduction, and the question was insufficiently answered, and the Cabinet Secretary promised to furnish additional information, so I thought the Chair will be kind enough to inform the House that the question was not adequately answered. More information is required so that we can put the matter to closure. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Tongoyo, when can you bring additional information, either to the House or directly to the member?
I think I could follow the same suit because the only bit that was remaining was the minister to furnish the updated number of deaths. And that is why I have not included with what I had submitted with the clerks. And he had promised to do within 48 hours. So it will be available on Tuesday.
On Tuesday. Thank you. Chair Health?
If I could just have 2 minutes, my document is at the reception.
Okay. Go and collect. Let's go to the next response by the Chair Lands to a question by Honorable Monica Marubu, MP, Lamu County. Is Monica Marubu in the house? Pardon? Rueda, you can...
Yeah, I can do it for her.
Okay, Chairman, you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order number 44, the Honorable Monica Marubu, MP, requested the Chairperson of Departmental Committee on Lands to provide a response on the implementation of Hindi Magogoni Phase 2 Settlement Scheme on the following. Number one, explanation as to why it has taken long for the team at the Ministry of Lands to conclude the operationalization of Magogoni Settlement Scheme, considering that the officers were funded to the tune of 18 million by the county government of Lamu. Number two, the timelines within which the title deeds to legitimate beneficiaries of Hindi settlement scheme will be issued. And number three, a list of the original beneficiaries of the 19,019 acres of land in phase 1 of the Hindi Magogoni settlement scheme. Honorable Speaker, here is my response. Honorable Speaker, the land being referred to measures approximately 16,000 acres. It was reserved on 13th January 1997 for the settlement of squatters at Hindi Magogoni settlement scheme, phase 1 and phase 2. It was to be managed by the settlement fund trustees, SFT, now referred to as Land Settlement Fund Board of Trustees. In 2013, Honorable Speaker, the ministry developed a plan for 4-acre farm plots. The county government of Lamu did not concur with the plan by the ministry and instead proposed a 1/4 to 1 acre mixed-use plots. Subsequently, Mr. Speaker, consultations held between the county government and the ministry led to the harmonization of the two plans while taking cognizance of the expanded 500-meter wide lapset corridor and the land uses. The harmonized plan provided for 2-acre plots which were approved by the ministry. Honorable Speaker, in 2019, the ministry and the county government of Lamu began profiling of the squatters. However, the exercise experienced a number of challenges, including, number one, several people having fenced off huge chunks of land. Number two, we also had a problem of massive invasion by both local and non-locals. Challenge number three, Mr. Speaker, some squatters presented multiple identity cards for absentee landlords. Number four, political interference from some leaders by excluding those perceived to be from outside the area. Number six, county government plan and urban centers in order to collect the area. Honorable Speaker, in 2022, following the August general election, a new county administration came into office. Following this new development, the ministry undertook to carry out further consultations with various stakeholders with a view of finding a lasting solution. So far, several stakeholders meetings have been conducted to build consensus on the settlement program. A number of solutions have been agreed upon as follows. Number one, the State Department for Livestock to cede claim of 2,047 hectares, which is approximately 5,060 acres from the scheme. Number two, lapset teams to sensitize beneficiaries on different land uses and zoning along the corridors. Number three, beneficiaries of the land to be identified after
Order
the
also is against the standing order to stand between the member on the floor and the speaker.
Number four, thank you, Honorable Speaker, the Boni community to be considered in the scheme alongside others. Number five, Honorable Speaker, public participation and ground committees elected. And number six, Honorable Speaker, the Lamu County Security Team to secure project area to guard against invasion. Honorable Speaker, the issue at hand is quite emotive and requires extensive consultations between the ministry, the county government, Lamu, census stations in the current financial year, 2024-2025. Once consensus is built, the ministry will commence the process of surveying, demarcation, and titling. Therefore, it's not possible to give realistic timelines for issuance of the titles in the scheme. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Rueda,
Bwana Spika, haya yanaongelewa hapa si ukweli. Dadangu Muthoni ameweka, lakini amekuja hapa bunge kwa sababu hatuhusishwi, hakuna mtu leaders ameitwa na hakuna mtu amepinga. Asiseme ati political leaders, sote mimi sijawahi itwa, Mheshimiwa Mudhama hajawahi itwa, Mheshimiwa Muthoni hajawahi itwa, hiyo leaders wengine ni kina nani? Na Lamu kuna constituency 2 na women rep 1. Hatujawahi itwa, hiyo ni uongo. Ya pili, kuna kigezo hapo.
order. Neno uongo halikubaliki kutumiwa katika bunge.
Sasa niseme nini Speaker? Manake si ukweli.
Sema ukosefu wa ukweli.
Haya. Well guided, Bwana Speaker. Na kitu kingine Bwana Speaker kinatumika kwa Lamu. Kitu chochote ukiuliza kama pengine kuna uzembe pahali, wanasema insecurity. Hakuna utovu wa usalama Lamu. Tunaishi, tunaenda pale tunataka. Hapo Hindi watu wako wengi, miradi mingi na clubset wako. Sasa utovu wa usalama umetokea wapi? Ni wamekosa kusema ukweli, ndio wanatumia kigezo cha utovu wa usalama. Na hii ardhi sijui ni hii ya Swahili scheme, manake hiyo Swahili scheme hapo imeleta utata. Kila gavana akiingia analeta sheria zake na mambo hayaendi, yanasonga hapo hapo. Lakini sio kwamba ni member of parliament au political leaders. Kwa hivyo mimi nilikuwa ningeomba huyo waziri aje au nilitengeze swali vingine mniambie vipi nitafanya ili waziri aje ajibu sahihi. Manake sahihi tu ni kama kugombeza chair bure na yeye hajui hayo mambo yameenda vipi huko. Yeye amepewa lazima asome hivyo. Asante.
Mwenyekiti.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I think that's a confirmation that there is a problem in Lamu. What I could want to promise, Honorable Speaker, is to give an undertaking that will make arrangements.
Just inform the authorities. And Honorable Rueda is very fair. She's not saying you are not doing the right thing.
So that's
She's not saying you are doing the wrong thing, but she's saying involve leaders.
Yeah, that's what I'm.
Which is a very fair request.
I just want to give an undertaking as the chair of the committee that will make arrangements so that we can have the minister or the PS together with the leadership from Lamu so that we can have a roundtable discussion on the same and find a lasting solution, Mr.
Thank
Speaker.
you. Next, Kazim Tandaza. Oh, sorry. We go back to Honorable Bukose, Chairman. Is Mayaka in the house?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 44-2C, Honorable Irene Mayaka requested for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Health regarding the regulations and lack of facilities specialized in the treatment of endometriosis. Honorable Speaker, I want to respond as follows. That the state, in number 1A, state the number of facilities within the country that are specialized in endometriosis treatment, their location, and whether such facilities will possible awareness programs on endometriosis. Endometriosis is a disease in which tissue similar to the lining of uterus grows outside the uterus. It is associated with chronic pelvic pain, especially during periods, that is menses. And this pain could also occur during or after sex, heavy menstrual bleeding, and difficulties in conceiving. In Kenya, the prevalence of endometriosis is 4.6%. Diagnosis and treatment of endometriosis is mainly undertaken by gynecologists through laparoscopic visualization and histological confirmation, which are considered the gold standard for diagnostic of endometriosis. The treatment can either be drugs or, in severe complicated cases, laparoscopic surgery. Currently, there are 2 level 6 health facilities, Kenyatta National Hospital and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, that can be able to treat endometriosis. In terms of awareness of endometriosis, this is a continuous process through periodic continuous medical education forums and health education session talks at health facilities. The ministry plans to do media campaigns nationally and through local FM radios on endometriosis to give correct information about the disease and eliminate stigma around similar conditions of painful menses and demystify the myths. Community health promoters have also been trained to refer women with similar symptoms to higher levels to facilitate early diagnosis and treatment. B, on outline the measures put in place by the Ministry of Health to facilitate public hospitals with specialized training on the treatment of endometriosis to provide better health care to women in the country. The response is as follows. Endometriosis is one of the disease conditions covered in the pre-service training curriculum for nurses, clinical officers, and doctors. Government has invested in the training of gynecologists Currently in Kenya, we have about 700 gynecologists working in different parts of the country, both in public and private. And we have 5 trained laparoscopic gynecology surgeons, mainly based at national referral hospitals. Equally, the government has invested on the availability of laparoscopic equipment for use by the experts. What are the specific actions being taken by Ministry of Health to tackle the challenges posed by endometriosis and creating public awareness on treatment? The response is as follows: that the ministry plans to establish endometriosis specialized centers of excellence to offer care, train more laparoscopic gynecology surgeons, ensure availability of endometriosis medicines through the Social Health Insurance Fund, avail more laparoscopic equipment, and continuous sensitization of the general public on endometriosis through community health promoters and media. This statement was signed by the Cabinet Secretary for Health. Thank you.
Irene Mayaka, you're satisfied with the answer?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I am not satisfied. If you will kindly allow me, Honorable Speaker, I would like to give my condolences because on behalf of the African Liberal Network, which is a conglomeration of parties that the ODM party belongs to, and as the Vice President of East Africa, we lost a lady called the Honorable Jolie Mugisha from Uganda, who is the Deputy President of the National Unity Platform Party in Uganda, who is being buried today. And I'd just like to pay my tribute to her because she is one of those ladies who has really supported the growth of women leadership in Uganda and in East Africa. And on my own behalf and on behalf of the ODM party, I'd just like to give my—
What has that got to do with the question?
I will.
What has that got to do with the question?
She worked on the endometriosis.
You must be relevant to what is going on in the House.
Honorable Speaker, before I started, I did request because she works on endometriosis a lot. And so this is very relevant to us because—
Ask a
it's in light to
clarification.
that.
If you are satisfied, you give way.
Honorable Speaker, I'm not satisfied with the response. I find it underwhelming for 3 reasons. Number one, the fact that in the statement, the chair tells us that we only have 5 surgeons who actually work on the laparoscopic gynecological surgeons. And yet this is one procedure that is extremely expensive. It costs between 350,000 to 1 million shillings. And to think of the number of women, especially the young women who suffer from this, I think the Ministry of Health can do much more towards this particular disease. And then secondly, part of the response tells us that the ministry is working on training and is working on sensitizing, but there's no specific date towards that. Working could be in 2 years from now, 3 years from now. When exactly do they want to begin the sensitization process? Because one of the things that the young women really suffer from is from the stigmatization that they get from this particular disease. So we need to have very specific information in terms of when is this sensitization beginning. And then finally also, the fact that we only have 2 public facilities that offer this disease in the whole country. And yet we have so many other private facilities that offer it at a very expensive rate. And as I said earlier, for the young girls who are between the age of 15 and 24, who suffer the most from this, I think we need to do a bit more than what we are being told by the ministry. I therefore think that this is not enough for us. Thank you.
Zamzam? Yes,
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika, na mimi niweze kuzungumzia mambo ya endometriosis. Mheshimiwa Spika, nimesikia Mheshimiwa akitoa majibu yake, na mimi napenda kuambia mwache Google, kwa sababu huku kuna mtoto tulimpoteza wa kike anaitwa Njoki. Alienda nje kutafuta matibabu kwa sababu Kenya tulikuwa hatuna sehemu ama daktari ambao wanaweza kumsaidia. Kwa hiyo dharura ilikuwa imenisumbua sana, na mimi nataka kusema Mheshimiwa Spika, wakati wengine tunadharau hawa kina mama zetu wa kitamaduni wanauza dawa za kienyeji. Kuna mama ambaye alinitibu wa kienyeji kwa sababu hospitali ilikuwa hakuna matibabu kabisa. Kwa hiyo mimi naomba wale ambao wanahusika na wizara ya health naomba sana muipigilie upatu, sio mambo ya planning, ni action. Wakati huu tunataka action, watoto wetu wanakufa, sisi kina mama tunasikia vibaya sana. Najua wanaume hamwendi katika hedhi, ni wanawake ndio tunaoenda katika hedhi, na tuna insist leo katika bunge hili tusiweze kupoteza watoto kama vile tulimpoteza Njoki. Mwenyezi Mungu amlaze na wema peponi, na yule mama ambaye alipigania mambo haya endometriosis, Mama Joli Mgisha, pia Mwenyezi Mungu amrehemu anapolala kule Uganda leo. Asante sana.
Yes, Kamei. Give Beatrice Kamei the mic. There you are.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I want to add my voice to this issue that is concerning women, endometriosis. This disease is actually affecting our children, the young women, and I'm trying to look at or to actually listen to what the chairman said, that the ministry is planning. I don't really understand what he means. Because when you say the ministry is planning, it has no timelines. We don't know it is planning when and how. So, Chairman, I think you need to go beyond this. Because now when you talk of ministry plans to do media campaigns, for how long? It has been there. They already know we have this problem. Many girls don't go to school during these times. Many girls are affected seriously. It is affecting their lifestyle. And I think, Chairman, you should go beyond this. Not just the ministry is planning to campaign, the ministry is planning to do this. I think, and Honorable Speaker, we need to get serious information from the ministries concerned, and especially this one. We cannot be given things that are not adding up. Thank you, Honorable Chair. And thank you, Speaker. Sorry.
Chairman Bukose, can you tell the House what you mean by planning? That's what you're being asked.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Mayaka has indicated that the number of gynecologists, in my statement, since we attained independence, we only have 700 gynecologists in the whole republic. Both in public, no, me, I'm a surgeon. Surgeons are even fewer. We have 700 gynecologists, both in private and in public. Out of the 700, 5 have trained in laparoscopic gynecology. I think that is, and those are the ones now, because in laparoscopic, this is where you are able to do minimal incisions, because you know you want to save the beauty of the women and all that. You don't want to do big scars. So you make small incision, put in through there, and you are able to remove those extra endometrial.
Yes, a point of order, Deputy Speaker.
Is that he's saying that there are few people who can do laparoscopic surgeries, gynecology. Yes, I know this for a fact. It's not because of aesthetic reasons. It's because when you do laparoscopic surgery, the recovery time is shorter, and chances of you ending up in ICU or having to deal with a complete open surgery where they make an incision through your entire body, it causes more complications. So correct it, because whenever you talk about women issues, you trivialize it. That because our women want to look beautiful. He's trivializing something that is life-threatening. So please apologize to the women of Kenya now.
Chairman.
I think we are speaking the same thing with the Honorable Deputy Speaker. There is cosmetic role for surgery. When you do, just listen to me, I'm a surgeon.
Yes,
No. You can't teach me surgery.
Yes, Zamzam.
There is cosmetic reasons for any operation.
Chairman, hold on.
Beauty.
Yes, Zamzam.
Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nataka kumwambia mheshimiwa, hii damu ikitoka kwenye uzazi huwa inatambaa inaenda paka kwenye mapafu. sio hiyo ya beauty ambayo unazungumza ati ya wanawake ya kufanya urembo. Haya ni mambo ambayo ni serious. Uliza mke wako atakwambia hiyo ni kitu gani. Ino damu hutoka ikaingia mpaka kwenye mbavu, ndo ambayo ilimuua yule msichana, na inaleta maradhi mengine huko. Kwa hiyo sio mambo sisi tukitaka cosmetic, hata mimi naenda nipunguze huu mwili niwe safi, lakini hii ni ugonjwa ambao tunahitaji madaktari serious ndani ya hili taifa waweze kumaliza. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Unfortunately, you know, I wouldn't want to go there, but for record purposes, everything you're not listening to, it's not only one reason. One is cosmetic. No woman would want a big scar in her abdomen. Yeah, they wouldn't want a big scar. Two, they wouldn't want complications. I'd not say that. Nobody would want to stay in hospital for that length of time. They would want to stay in hospital for a short period of time. So when you make a small scar.
Chairman, hold on. Carolo Monte.
Right, Honorable Speaker, is it in order for the Honorable Chairman to say African women don't like scars on their body, while we know very many times, culturally, scars have been portrayed as marks of beauty around waists, faces, and breasts?
Yes, Millie. Millie.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, is the Honorable Chair in order to purport to speak with authority over things he knows nothing about. He may be a surgeon, but he does not go through what we go through. So you cannot be an authority on our bodies. For those of us who may have gone through problems like that, cosmetic issues are the last of our interest. All women want at that point, yeah, this one is theoretical. At that point, all we want, Mr. Speaker, is to be well. We are not interested in cosmetics. So don't start with cosmetic. Sorry, Speaker.
Hold, because, yes, Owen Bayer.
Honorable Speaker, you know, this is very interesting. But I also want to say that Honorable Millie Odhiambo and Honorable Zamzam can speak from that perspective which they would like to speak to. But the Honorable Pokose is a renowned surgeon, a doctor, a person who understands the woman's body from a scientific position more than the women who are here. He is more versed to explain about a woman's body better than the women in this house. And therefore, allow the Honorable Pokose to give you what needs to be done. Honorable Speaker, I think we need to balance between politics, between populism, and the real issues that the Honorable Pokose is talking about. Honorable Speaker, protect Honorable Pokose, protect him. I beg you, Honorable Speaker. Protect him.
Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. When I speak with authority. A member of my own family had that challenge. I spent hours and hours with doctors. Eventually, I got an 80-year-old doctor who could do laparoscopic surgery. And they explained to us the reason why we needed to do it. And Honorable Pukose, you may be, let me tell you, the patient is the one who knows best. It is not the doctor. Medicine is proximate science. You decide my diagnosis according to what I tell you, not because of what you feel. So it is me who knows how my body feels. It is proximate science. So don't come and lecture us here that the doctor knows. It was my feet, he'll treat my head. So believe me, you're not an authority. It is the women who are authority. And let me quote, Oprah Winfrey once said, keep off my uterus.
Order, Millie, this is not a public rally. Yes, let's now, Zamzam, let's hear Dr. Bukose. Okay.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Ngoja Bukose. Zamzam.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, huyu ni surgeon. Aweza kuwa si gynecologist. Na yeye hana uterus. Yeye haendi kwa hedhi mke wake ndo enda kwa hedhi, na kuna uwezekano mkubwa kuwa kwa familia yake hajapata matatizo kama haya. Hii kitu daktari ni serious. Watoto kuanzia miaka 13 wanaumwa tumbo. Ilikuwa mimi nikiumwa natambaa na wewe unaniambia yule mtoto maskini atapata wapi pesa za cosmetic? Tafuteni madaktari wasaidie Wakenya hapa. Mambo ya kuchangia watu kwenda nje kutafuta matibabu ni makosa, na tuna waziri ambaye ameingia, waziri wa kike, waziri ngangari. Enda mkae na yeye chini, awape mambo ya uhakika, mlete bungeni, si mambo ya Google. Hapa ni masala ya maisha ya wanadamu. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika.
Yes, Millie, hold Bukose.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We are not finishing, Honorable Pukose. Mr. Speaker, we just want him to be better educated. Mr. Speaker, I am bringing what is called the Family Reproductive Health Care Bill, based on my own personal experience on reproductive issues. Mr. Speaker, when I was in the office of the Attorney General, I was admitted, because I used to be admitted every month when I was on my menses. And every month I was told I am abortive, Mr. Speaker. And most women go through that. And when you have a problem like this, at one point, I went to a hospital, one of the renowned hospitals, and they gave me a finding by an expert doctor. And I was walking around in the office giving, because I was a very innocent, naive girl. Then somebody called me and told me, Millie, do you know what you are telling people? That you are having a sexually transmitted infection. I'm not even sexually active, but I'm walking around with a sexually transmitted infection. Mr. Speaker, even women who have not gone through this, even if they are surgeons, are not authorities. I saw a woman gynecologist when I was fainting in the office and I wanted a day off. And she told me, just for periods, you do not know what other women go through when they have periods. So let women who have experience, we are telling you, you may be an expert, but it's theoretical. I am the expert because I've gone through it. So respect my opinion, I am the expert on practicals.
Now give Dr. Bukose an opportunity to answer. Yes.
Unfortunately, Honorable Speaker, we've diverted from laparoscopic gynecology. That is the basis. We were discussing laparoscopic gynecology, not the issue about whether you have endometriosis or do not have endometriosis. I think that's the point. And when we discuss about the gynecology, laparoscopic, when we discuss about laparoscopic gynecology, no, I can't. Yeah. You know, you are a lawyer and I'm a doctor. I'll not be able to dispute your law matters, but allow me to make my statement as a doctor. We were discussing about laparoscopic surgery, and what we said is we have only 5 gynecologists trained in laparoscopic surgery. We do not have enough of them. I did not say, and then the other issue was plan, what the ministry is planning to do about educating the public about it. I'm not the ministry. Yeah? And the ministry is saying we are planning to, because endometriosis.
You are the chair of the committee and you are speaking here on authority of the ministry.
I withdraw that. On the issue about the plan for the ministry, you know, endometriosis issues started arising when we lost, there was a lady from the media whom we lost, and she comes from my county, Kitale. Yeah? So it started, you know, it started being highlighted about, because many of our ladies have been suffering from endometriosis, some of them quietly, some of them unknowingly. And therefore, this is something that has now been sensitized. And the ministry feels that we must be able to separate the myths from the truth, the facts, and be able to refer people to the right facilities where they can receive now treatment. And in the statement which I read, the only facilities, government facilities, where we have equipment, that is, we have laparoscopic equipment, is the Moi Teaching Referral Hospital and Kenyatta National Hospital. And that is where those are the two facilities. And I think what the House needs to be debating is, can we be able to equip the other facilities, maybe in each of the counties, and train more of the 700 gynecologists we have, so that they can be able to offer facilities in the other hospitals. And I think that is the onus on this House to make that decision. Give them budget, give us budget, and we'll be able to buy them equipment, laparoscopic equipment, and even have one gynecologist or two per every county who are trained in laparoscopic surgery.
Thank you.
I think let's stick to laparoscopic surgery, not the side shows.
Honorable Bukose. Order, Honorable Bukose, I heard you chide at my deputy as a lawyer. Are you aware that when you, as a surgeon, misconduct yourself in the course of your duty, you run to a lawyer to defend you?
Honorable Speaker, I'm aware of that.
Yes.
That I can also seek lawyer services just the same way. When a lawyer becomes sick, he has to come to the hospital for treatment.
It is a symbiotic relationship. Transport and infrastructure. GK, do you have a response to Honorable Kazim Tandaza? Is Tandaza in the house?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. He is in the House.
Okay. Do you have the response?
Yes, I do have.
Or you have quietly given to him?
No, we were just consulting.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yes, my friend. Honorable Speaker, I rise to give a statement which was requested for by Honorable Tandaza, Member of Parliament for Matuga, on 8th August 2024, requesting to get more information about compensation of residents of Dongo Kundu bypass, or those who are affected by that project. Honorable Speaker, the Honorable Tandaza requested for the following. A comprehensive report on the number of persons whose land was acquired for construction of the bypass, the number already compensated and the status of the compensation of the remaining beneficiaries. And B, reasons for the delay and the timelines for remittance of the remaining beneficiaries, noting that the road is already in use. Honorable Speaker, the committee received a written response from the Ministry of Roads and Transport on 8th September 2024, which I now wish to make. One, regarding the number of persons whose land was acquired for construction of the bypass, the number already compensated and the status of compensation of the remaining beneficiaries, the ministry submitted that the project is located in 3 counties, that is Kilifi, Mombasa, and Kwale. And the implementation is in phases or packages as follows. Package 1, Miritini Junction, Mwache Junction in Kipevu section. That's about 10.3 kilometers. And B, package B, package 2, Mwache Junction, Sunza, and Teza section, which is about 8.9 kilometers. And C, package 3, which is Muteza Kibudani section, which is about 6.8 kilometers. 2, in regards to the status of land compensation, the NLC submitted the compensation schedule for the project affected persons, that's PAPs, to the Kenya National Highway Authority, Kenya, as follows. A, MPAD package 1 amounting to about 2.5 billion. B, MPAD package 2 amounting to about 271 million. C, MPAD package 3 amounting to Kenya shillings 5.5537 million. And 3, regarding the status of disbursement of disbursements to date, the following has accrued. The following has occurred, sorry, Honorable Speaker. A, the amount disbursed to NLC for MPAD Package 1 is Kenya shillings 2.0, or about 2.1 billion. And the amount yet to be disbursed is about Kenya shilling 440 million, or 441 million. B, the amount disbursed to NLC for MPAD Package 2 is Kenya shillings 215 million. And the amount yet to be disbursed for that package is about 56 million. C, the amount disbursed to NLC for MPAD Package 3 is Kenya shillings 473 million, 0.4 million. And the amount yet to be disbursed for that package is about Kenya shillings 39.6 million. Honorable Speaker, regarding the reasons for the delay and the timelines for remittance of the remaining beneficiaries, noting that the road is already in use, is attributed to that budgetary constraints being faced by KENHA. To mitigate this problem, KENHA has included the remaining compensation amounts in the financial year 24-25 supplementary 2 budget proposal. Number 5, additionally, family dispute succession from deceased PAPs to new beneficiaries, lack of documentation and subdivision of parcels of land after gazettement are some of the other reasons for delays in compensation of the remaining PAPs. 6, and last, the ministry undertakes to ensure that project affected persons are compensated upon approval of the budget and subsequent release of funds from Exchequer. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Thank you, GK. Tandaza, satisfactory?
Not at all, Chairman. Not at all, Honorable Speaker. This is a matter that has been here severally since 2022. We are dealing with persons affected, awarded letters in 2013. The answer has always been the same generally, and here we are even. I attached a list of specific persons. Maybe I take time to read because they totally complied with the kind of disputes that is talking about, the chairman referred to, subdivisions that is referred to. And these are people who are 100% compliant. 9 persons affected by this compensation issue. 1, Abdallah Mwakunena. 2, Salim Hamisi Bongo. 3, Halima Omar Higa. 5, Saidi Nasoro Mwakubwabwa. 6, Fatuma Ali Mwakunena. 8, Masudi Muhammad Mwatsonowe. And 9, Salim Kazungu Ndundi. The money that they are supposed to be paid, Honorable Speaker, is not the money that the chairman is referring to. This is money already with the NLC, and probably the chairman transport is not aware that even after they disburse money to NLC, NLC normally does not pay the persons affected in time for reasons better known to themselves. So, Honorable Speaker, my request on this matter is not about the supplementary tool that the chairman is referring to. The money is already there. They have disbursed the money, but the NLC is not willing, for some reason which known to themselves, to compensate these people. And I would then request your indulgence to see how the Committee on Transport and the Committee on Lands can actually compel NLC to pay these particular people who are 100% compliant, Honorable Speaker. So I'm not satisfied at all with the answer that he has given because it's not the reality on the ground.
GK.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable.
Zamzam.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika. Mimi nimemsikiza chairman na nataka nikujulishe kuwa vile Mheshimiwa Tandaza anavyosema, watu wetu hata ile fidia ambao wamepewa wengine bado hawajapata na wengine wamepata ndivyo sivyo, Mheshimiwa Spika. Na la kusikitisha hata zaidi, Mheshimiwa Spika, ile 3000 acres tayari wamesha gawa watu ambao sisi hata wabunge wa Mombasa tukiandika